What a catchy riff and what a catchy chorus. So do you guys know who was one of the biggest influence for Taylor Swift when she was growing up? She was none other than Michelle Branch, who is one of my favorite singers and one of my favorite artists, and she's what really got me fall in love with more like pop rock pop kind of music. And we go over this video, and in this video I'm going to share like how her musical taste changed the whole direction of the whole 2000s music, and how it influenced Taylor Swift, and how also like from vocal standpoint how she uses the vocals, what we can learn from it, what are the challenging parts of this vocals, and I will break it down in this video. It's one of my favorite songs from Michelle Branch. It's called Everywhere. Let's go. It's very 2000s video.
Turn it inside out so I can see the part of you that's drifting over me.
So even when just starting out, she's doing turn it inside out so I can see. Yeah, it's like a little bit of that country, but kind of like pop rock kind of lyrically she's using that. And she's more like talking, singing. It's not very proper singing as of now, but it does create an impact of like she's telling a story, and it's already making an impact.
And when I wake
now she's using a smaller yo. It's a very simple pentatonic, like just going down yo.
You that's drifting over me. And when I wake you're never there. And when I sleep you're everywhere. You're everywhere.
Now it goes into like more rock elements, driven guitars, overdriven guitars, distortion and all that. And you see the room setup is very 2000s, the books and the setup and the paintings. It's pretty cool. I really like the vibe.
Just tell me how I got this far. Just tell me why you're here and who you are.
Tell me how I got this, tell me who you are. Now she's getting more into singing. She's using simple runs. Her voice is quite bright. It's in the front part of her mouth. So instead of okay, so instead of placing it back like tell me who you are. So these placements actually really make the difference in kind of style you're singing. And especially at that point in that era in the 2000s, it was more front, it was more bright, and that's the kind of style and tone she's going for.
'Cause every time I look, you're never there. And every time I sleep, you're always there. 'Cause you're everywhere to me. And when I close my eyes, it's you I see. You're everything I know that makes me believe I'm not alone. I'm not alone.
What a catchy riff and what a catchy chorus. But there are a few parts, I'm going to break it down in this chorus because some parts are very, very high, especially for a male singer. Even if you are a female in the soprano range, it is going a bit high.
You're always there.
Like,
'Cause you're everywhere to me.
like when she's like pushing her chest voice a little bit out of her range, because you're everywhere to me. It's really high for me as a guy, so if I have to sing, I would use my head voice. I would, because you're everywhere to me. I will approach it that way. But you can also always like mix your chest voice a little bit with your mixed voice, because you're everywhere to me. So that's what she's doing here, but she's using more of her chest because she's naturally, I think, a soprano, so her even higher notes are like not as high for her as compared to a male singer like me. So she can do that, but it's still a challenging note. So if you're gonna sing this song live, I would recommend it to just tune down the song, transpose the song few semitones lower. If you understand, if you have this segment of notes, when we do the transposition, we're just moving the notes lower down the piano or lower on the guitar, so it's easier to sing. And the chorus is very catchy. There's a little bit of harmony going on. There are like 2 layers of our vocals, and of course our vocals are stacked one over the other, so you can absolutely hear that in her voice. And I really enjoy it, and it's stylistically very catchy, very powerful song, so I really enjoy the chorus.
'Cause you're everywhere to me, and when I close my eyes, it's you I see. You're everything I know that makes me believe I'm not alone. I'm not alone.
Whoa, whoa. Again, simple runs really blend really perfectly into the song, into the vibe of the song. And just the acoustic guitar comes back in, and now the electric overdriven guitars are there, and now the acoustic guitar comes back in, and the drum is just going right to the beat, so you don't hear bass as much, but it's there. But the song and the vibe is so cool, and no wonder why everyone was blown away when this song came, and no wonder why Taylor Swift was inspired by her.
Alone. I recognize the way you make me feel. It's hard to think that you might not be real. I sense it now, the water's getting deep. I try to wash the pain away from me. 'Cause you're
Instead of singing me, because when you sing E is very closed. So what a lot of singers do, and this is I learned after singing and really approaching many songs, instead of singing very close vowel, like E is very hard to sing, so what you do is, instead of, you open it up a bit. Instead of singing E, you sing me. Okay, instead of me, E is a very closed vowel, very hard to sing, so instead of singing E, you sing so that is a more better approach, and it's actually much easier to sing. And she's doing me. And in many other singers or songs, if you hear when people are singing me, they're not actually singing me, they're singing like me, because it's easier to sing, and the runs are simple, but it fits so beautifully into the vibe of the song. It's just absolutely kicking ass. It's just sounding so good, and I'm enjoying it. Man, 'cause everywhere to me. There's a little bit of mini guitar solo, but you see in this era in 2000 compared from 80s and 90s, the guitar solos had actually almost disappeared, or there were very little guitar solos, or very simple ones, nothing complicated, and it's just suiting the vibe of the song. It's very quick transition to the bridge, it's fast, it's just, she's just doing a little simple vocal run, so simple vocals over it. Alone. Now here is where her vocals are a bit cool. Like, whoa, whoa, whoa. This is where her vocals are very cool, and she's just, the vocals are fitting so well into the simple guitar solo, and I just enjoy this vibe very much. Very nice acoustic vibe. So far, very nice transition from like the bridge, the guitar solo, very simple solo, and she did nice vocals over it. And now it goes, it takes a very different direction. which is like a middle part of the bridge, and then is another pre-chorus kind of a thing where it's very softly done with acoustic guitars, and then of course she will hit the chorus with the whole shebang. You will see it.
No matter where I go, I always feel you so. 'Cause you're everywhere to me. When I close my eyes, it's you I see. You're everything I know that makes me believe I'm not alone. 'Cause you're everywhere to me. When I catch my breath.
So this part, when you're everywhere to me, now I think the key has changed. It's gone a little bit up, so all the notes are higher, and this is more challenging to sing. And I think if you're singing live, you would probably be better off like lowering the notes, or lowering the key of the whole song a couple of semitones lower. And for male singers, you can just sing an octave lower, because this is a bit of a challenging part where you really have to use your mixed voice with singing. So when we're going this, we're mixing this nasal sound with so we're getting this mixed voice, and then you're projecting it, because when you add this nasal sound, it becomes easier to go in the high notes. Some people have different techniques, but this is one of the techniques which I have found very powerful in my own sense. And we open up the nasal sound, we just don't stay in the nasal sound.
Makes me believe
I'm not alone. Now is the key change. 'Cause you're everywhere to me. It's not that, it's you. Very hard to sing live, not easy. That makes me believe. So the whole key change, and it's a very typical thing of the 2000s pop rock era. They will have the song, and then the song will change its key after the bridge, and usually it goes higher. Most of the cases, 99% of the cases, it will go higher, into higher key. And yeah, that was the formula at that time, and it worked really well in this song. This is like a perfect pop rock example, and like it has a little bit of this teenage angst and kind of the emo era going on at that point of time. Really enjoyed it, and it goes back into the soft mood, and she did very well vocally. Her voice was very bright, it was open, but it was powerful, and it's not easy to sing live if you're gonna sing this live, but I really enjoy this, and I understand why all the women in that era were super inspired by Michelle Branch, because it's the song she wrote, and her vocal delivery, her style, the clothes she wore, everything was very, very 2000 is, how do I put it? It was very much into that era, and it looked and felt like it was from that era, and it did that. So it's just a really beautiful and a powerful thing. Very beautifully done. In the end, it just goes into simple acoustic, and she's singing very simply, and it ends with a very simple run. Me, very beautifully done. I really enjoyed this whole performance. I see. So tell me, do you see me? That was an amazing song, an amazing performance, and it's not a song which is easy to perform live because it's quite high. Even for female singers, it can be challenging, because when she's belting in few places, she's really using her mixed voice, but at the same time her sound is very bright. It's in the front of the mouth around this area, so it's not it's like in the front, and her projection is very, very good. I think she has very good breath control, especially for these vocals and this kind of style. You need to have reasonably good breath control, because otherwise you will be also like good chord closure. Like when your vocal cords close, they must be closing well. You don't have to close like completely very tightly off. It's not like squeezing, but when she's pushing her chest voice a little bit, mixing it with her head voice, instead of like ah, like this voice. Ah, okay. So that is what she's using, and she's projecting it using that. So that's a really amazing performance. This song was really cool, really well done. It has a lot of simple elements, right? Simple overdriven guitar, simple acoustic guitar, simple electric, but when you put it all together, simple runs, and she belts in few places which are a bit challenging, but overall very fun song to listen to, very enjoyable. And no wonder the girls in that era were super inspired by Michelle Branch and what she did. And I was like, when I saw this video, I was like, it is so cool. I was so inspired by her at that time. Like, these were my favorite artists, like Michelle Branch, Katie Tunstall. Most people don't know who she is, but she was a big inspiration at that time for me. And Sarah Bareilles, who's my favorite singer of all time. She's incredible. So really enjoy this performance. Now you see where Taylor Swift gets her, pop rock inspiration, and you will see, if you really look at sonically how this album is, and especially how this song is. It is pop, but it has a little bit of elements of pop rock in it. Some pronunciation are a bit country, but it's not country at all. But if you look at Speak Now, even a couple of songs from Fearless or Speak Now, or especially Red, it has a lot of elements which you can see is coming from this era and this song, the pop rock drive, the guitar driven vocals with powerful choruses, with like electric guitar driven, and they have harmonic layers going on. So this is what I think was a massive inspiration for many teenage voices at that point of time, and I was super blown away and super inspired. And I made some cover of this song as well. You can find it out. You can also find it out on my Instagram. I'll put this cover in there, and I just lowered the key because it's too high for me. I can sing it, but it just sounds too squeaky. But this is where you see the inspiration comes for all the modern singers, and so many of them were. I remember Taylor Swift mentioned that she did a cover of All You Wanted in one of her tours. I think it was her Speak Now tour, and she did her covers, and she has met Michelle Branch, and she was like, oh my god, I love your album so much. And that album, her first album, has a special place in my heart because I downloaded all her songs, I listened to them over and over again, and to this day, to this time, those songs bring back memories, those connections, and it was just a special time, the early 2000s and 2000s. And you can see the influences, how it influenced the modern music we hear. And you could say, like, in the current 2000s, 2020s, you could hear an influence of 80s now a lot more than these early 2000 sounds. You hear more influence of the 80s synth and the 90s synth than the 2000 sound. But yeah, that's what it is. Vocally a little bit of challenging track. You have to work on your beating technique, make sure when you're belting, your notes are steady, and also you need to work on mixing the voice with your chest voice, with your head voice, and this mix voice, and like mixing this very properly in this, so that you can sound most optimal. But for most singers, what I would recommend, if you want to go and perform this live, or if you want to sing it, I would recommend you lower down the key, couple of semitones, okay, transpose it, or you find your guitar chords on Ultimate Guitar, and there's an option to transpose. You just click on the minus. What basically it's doing is, if the song is in this higher key, right, it just moves the notes a little bit lower, so it's much easier to sing on the voice. You can sing the same song, most people can't even tell, but it's a fantastic way to approach this song. So I hope you really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed watching this performance. It brings back great memories, and I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, if you have any suggestions, recommendations, please post them in the comment section below. Would love to hear your thoughts. Would love to react to more songs, more videos. If you have any suggestions, please post them in the comment section below. Until then, I will see you guys in the next video, and happy singing, guys. Happy listening to happy music, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.